Bohol is one of the 7,107 islands in the Philippines, located at the heart of the Visayas region. Bohol is rich with natural and human resources, making it the home of various indigenous tribes in the Philippines. One of them is Eskaya.
The Eskaya, less commonly known as the Visayan Eskaya, is the collective name for the members of a cultural minority found in Bohol, Philippines, which is distinguished by its cultural heritage, particularly its literature, language, dress and religious observances. After the Eskaya first came to public attention in 1980, these cultural practices were the subject of intense speculation on the part of local journalists and amateur historians who made diverse claims about the ethnolinguistic status of the Eskaya people. The unique Eskayan language and writing system in particular has been a source of fascination and controversy. Some journalists argued that the Eskaya were historically displaced from the Middle East, while others suggested that the community was a cult speaking an invented language. According to Eskaya mythology, the language and script was created through divine inspiration by the ancestor Panay who based it on the human body. Suppressed by the Spanish colonists, Panay's language was said to have resurfaced under the leadership of MARIANO DATAHAN, ca. 1875 January 17, 1949, a veteran of Bohol's Republican Army. Although the historical existence of Panay cannot be confirmed, more recent studies that combined linguistic analysis with oral history and genealogical research provide evidence that the Eskaya language was most likely created and disseminated within a generation by a charismatic individual. Today, the Eskaya are officially classified as an indigenous cultural community under the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997, Republic Act No. 8371. A number of reports have suggested that Eskaya linguistic and cultural education has been in steady decline since the mid-1980s, although promising revitalization efforts have also been documented. Area. Most members of the Eskaya community inhabit a mountainous area that intersects the municipalities of Duero, Guindulman, Pilar, and Sierra Bolognese in the once forested region of Bohol's southeast interior. The original Eskaya settlement in BIABAS, Guindulman, was established in 1902.
Sahang kabahin importante jud ang kultura unta namo kay tungod sa among pagkatribo sir nga di unta mawa nga jud ang iyang kultura. Unsaon man nga di manggajud nato kalikayan ang ating mga anak nakasuon na sa mga binagko una di gajud na mapugos kay magtuman naman jud sila nga makaawat sila sa binagko.
Para na importante ang kultura kay mao ni among ay naandan or gigikanan, so pareha na mo nga Eskaya dapat amo ning ipadayon tungod kay ug mawala ni moral kog wa ma-preserve ang among gigikanan, which is si kanang ANOY datahan. Makakita bitaw sila di angay nila makita through internet, mga uso na Facebook ron nga pwede di na to malikayan nga ma-adapt nila sa laing tao nga mo na ilang buhaton kay mo na imong nakitaan, mo na among buhaton kay mo bitaw lang na nasundog through internet nga nang mong dakog disadvantage ang mga gadgets ron ug mga technology.
Every Sunday na ay kanang nag-eskwela ang Eskaya, so kay kanay ako na-addict na ako sa gadgets, so dili na lang ko mo-eskwela para kanang mo sigtan ala lang TV or kaha mag-cellphone nga kanang duwa karon nga si usi.
Bata pa magamit sila. Di na mo tunong suguon, mugasto po sila kwarta. Maipikto nga ito sa mga ginikanan tungod kay di pag na ka maungangitag kwarta, hindi mga na lang ang tungod kay ilo.
Para na ko importante ang mga technology sa among dili sa amo ang lugar. Kay mo kiniusa sa niya nakatahatag og impormasyon ilabi na sa mga mumaabot nga kalamidad, especially sa bagyo. Kay makita na to sa TV nga within 3 days pa lang na bagyo nga paabot, at least makaandam na ang mga katawhan kay aron ma-minimize ang mga kadaot or mga kuan sa mo ang sa mo area.
Nakahatag magkaayuhan na kay makahibaw man yun sa mga balita to sa lugar to imong mga igsoon to dito makahibaw mi nga nasakit sila yung anak, say kitabo, may bawmi, kanang na mga topic dito nga, naada na nga mga bumba, pag na mo, di man may mangitaw, minaw anak, di man tanaw, kana ramang mga mabalita na maado, mga katalingagan. Cellphone, maado ng cellphone, to ay mong isuon dito, magtawag nga, sana ay saya mong panginabuhi dito, na makaibaw, may kay tawag mo sila.
Makaingon jud ko nga naay kalainan ug naay kabag-uhan sa pamiste ug sa sinuwatan kay wa man magamit kaadto ng Eskaya, tuwa naman miss sa English, Bisaya nga na. Murag gipanagsaan man na namang kultura sa Eskaya. Ana nga naningkamot pud mi nga mabalik na namo.
Ang effort nga gihimo sa Eskaya, especially the Tribal Council, kay sila man siya mag-implement sa mga balaod, no? So, una, gitagaan ang mga members sa Eskaya o mga benefits, libre nga hospitalization, adunay scholarships nga mahatag sa ilang mga anak, which is kanang nag-college, maka-avail sila scholarship nga worth of 10,000 per semester. So, apil na ang manghud sa naka-avail na nga scholarships. Ang katulo, mao ang pag-implementar sa mga balaod diri sa Eskaya aron ma-preserve jud ang culture o mga tradition nga gi-practice Eskaya, no. Ang pinulungan nga bisan Eskaya gi-adapt na siya sa DepEd karon curriculum. Aduna mi mga teacher nga gitawag og timama nga mo'y nagtudlo sa mga bata sa elementary kay usually kaming mga dagko na sa una na practice na namo ang Sunday school sa Eskaya. Kada Domingo may mag-eskwela sa Eskaya afternoon. So tungod kay ang among timama or maestra sa una ka pobrehon lagi ning dire, so murag ni naundang ang eskwela tungod sa panginabuhian nga mo'y katuman kay so far sa ilang pagtudlo wa man sila dawat. So karon good for us sa among mga timama ron kay natagaan og kanang bilis sa among munisipalidad, budget sa munisipyo nga natagaan sila as honorarium, bahalag dili salary basta kay honorarium kay plano sa DepEd nga i-apil sila og sweldo para sa kay naapil man na sa curriculum, no, ang kuan Eskaya. Karon mo gitutukan ang mga elementary kay mas mutuhop man gud ang pag-lecture sa kanang pinulungan ni Eskaya kay para namo sa mga dagko murag lisod na namo makuan, although makahibaw mi sa mga basic nga kanang mga dialects sa Eskaya. Ikatulo ana ang i-recognize kalingaw ang Eskaya Tribe, no, sa mga program diri nga naay mga presentation sa Eskaya nga kanta, Eskaya nga sinayawan which is Sir Liston during programs. Makita nato nga ang Tribal Council or ang Barangay Council diri nagkahiusa nga ma-preserve ang tradition o culture diri sa among Eskaya kay believe ko sa among chieftain, sa among Tribal Council na preserve gyud nila maayo ang culture of kanang tradition diri nga gi-practice.
Directions. Significant Eskaya populations are now also found in the nearby townships of Cantayub, Lundag, Tambongan, Kadapdapan, and Fatima. In 1951, the second township of Taytay, municipality of Duero, was founded by Fabian Baha in accordance with DATAHAN.
Sa pagtunghang biyan, kasi siya unang tungharan ng pas BIABAS, wa na dyan yung dito, at sila man may sa buhok mag-iskula. Hantin nga hingang idanang nitahan niya. Kaya man magtuong na nilang bayo sa unang dyan. Sa dana pas at magsimbahan. Ya kini karon, ya tukod na nila. Ako may katukod din yung una. Ako mga panday ni una di paghambog yung taytay. Tukod na rin eh. Pagkuman, ligda na pwede may klase.
Ang akong ginikanan, nagasulti man datong padit na nga kadto si Maestro Anoy dunay kaalam, dunay kahibaw. Wala mo tong kumo ka si Maestro Anoy maumay nakagunit sa kaugalingong kultura sa ating naso gikan sa gubat sa Katsila kang Majilan o Lapu-Lapu. Kadto si Haring Humabon. Pagkalinaw dito Mariano Datahan.
Ano tagto kagubat yung sa gubang? Katsila, at si Amerikano, ang hapon.
Pero dito asimbol ang mga tao. Saan ko pa sa ating masulaw dito magtapo.
Tukod siya 20 City, kasimbahan din sa Bohol. Mauna nga, kung saan magpagtukod sa Binaybay, nga tuwa na may mga simbahan dito, niyas kabukiran nila itukod.
Sakay-sakay lang untuk kabaw mama, gujuro na ng isang bata, na isang bata karubuhi pa si Juan. Turo to isang kabayanan. Pero wala naman ipok. Awan na ipok, wala magbahag. Ya ipok na. Sinsa may lang isuro dito. Tanang mga Pilipinista.
Kanang sa statua bitaw diha sa kanang kuan sa eskwelahan at tubangan eskwelahan. Kisam ng tao diha.
Ang datahan.
Bari sa lawas sa tao, yung mong litra, muna na kabot sa kurite size, kalitra.
Magmug na, diyas ilang buho. Ito ako no, litra po dito.
Pa, umabot man yung pumuntahan ng tublado. Nga naman yung may aksyon ng mga tao. Kining litra ha, sir, kada isa sa A, hindi saan man yung kakuha ang litra ha. Gikan sa lawas sa tao, gawa sa usasod, busay mo ni. Ito man sila, kaya ito may mga sayang na dito. Ito ay mga puma, ngayon mo rin dako, nalagi.
Ang pagtulunan nga walay litra murag hangin gikan sa baba.
Way lang scientifico dan pagtulunan na basta di tag-ija ng pagtulunan na. Pag ingani ra natin nga ka-bright, di ta kasilbi og di to gagikan sa ating labaw nga makagahom mao ang ating Dios Amahan ba. Manog di ta kahibaw din pagtulunan na kay tawhanan matang katingod ning kalibutan na karong panahon na nga nagtan-aw ta na wa jud katarungan nga makabasa ta og di pinagig kakogi o paghigog magpagtuon na ng pagtulunan na.
Paghaon.
It's beautiful here. What is this place?
You arrive here in the Eskaya community of Taytay Bohol. She is my great-great-grandfather, Dato Mariano Sumatra Datahan. So he gave us this place to live for the community and preserve our study continuously our language. We have our classes now of our children and our adults. You come and go with us.
Our alphabet is taken from the parts of the human body. Very interesting. So your body is like forming the letters.
Yeah, forming the letter.
Like this. It's almost like sign language. How do I do my name, Jamie?
It's very hard.
Of course it's hard.
But me is goes this way.
Oh my gosh, that is hard. How would you do that? Like this?
Yeah.
And like this?
Like that.
In 1996, the Eskaya community was awarded a certificate of ancestral domain claim by President Fidel Ramos. An official census of the Eskaya population has not yet been made. One report estimates that in 1991 there were 130 Eskaya families living in Bohol. Language and script. The Eskayas speak a Boholano dialect of Cebuano in daily life. Boholano Bisaya is the dominantly used language among the languages spoken by the members of the Eskayan tribe. This variety is used in their close familial interactions, in their conversations with their neighbors in the community, in their transactions in the barangay, school meetings, social gatherings, church rituals and in the trade and commerce. However, they are better known for an auxiliary language, known as Eskayan, or Iniskaya, which is used for prayers, songs, and formal speeches. Lexically, Eskayan shows no clear relationship with any known language, however, considered to be an encryption of Cebuano, although there is strong but inconsistent Spanish influence. A striking feature of the language is its unusual phonotactics. The Eskayan writing system takes the form of a syllabary of over 1,000 characters, all modeled on parts of the human body including internal organs. This unique script has been compared variously to Phoenician, Etruscan, Hebrew, and even the undeciphered script of the Butuan paleograph. While there are no mother tongue speakers of Eskayan, it is taught to both adults and children in volunteer-run cultural schools. The Eskayan language and script has been the object of ongoing controversy. Religion. Under the direction of Mariano DATAHAN, the group converted en masse to the nascent Philippine Independent Church in about 1902. Community members revere the entity Suno, which is conflated with the Santo Niño, and in addition to weekly church services they are served by appointed spiritual leaders known as Biki and Bariki. The Biki, or bishop, is responsible for performing harvest ceremonies and other rituals such as house blessing. Before a house can be constructed, a ritual is performed in which a spiritual leader asks the permission of the spirits. If permission is not granted, the builder must select a new site. The Eskaya also retain spiritual traditions once widespread in lowland Boholano rural communities. Eskaya society. The teaching of Eskayan in the volunteer schools is one of the few remaining cultural practices of the Eskaya community. Formerly, Eskaya men would wear shirts made of piña raffia with a Chinese-style collar, black breeches, and cotton berets. Women wore piña dresses with bulging sleeves similar to the Spanish-influenced Boholano style, mostly in BIABAS, and covered their hair with cotton habits, mostly in taytay. Traditionally, women were not permitted to cut their hair short nor wear trousers, and drinking and dancing were universally prohibited. For the most part these customs have been discontinued, however traditional dress is sometimes worn on Sundays and special occasions. At weddings the parents of the bride offer the couple a glass of water and a comb. The comb is dipped in the water and run through the hair of both bride and groom. Rice is then showered on the couple, connoting plenty. Until recently, the Eskaya practiced a form of communal farming in which a portion of land was tilled for the benefit of the whole community. Literature and mythology. Eskaya literature was first dictated for transcription by Mariano DATAHAN, whose words were recorded by personal scribes. These texts, which comprise local oral history and regional folklore, have sometimes been referred to by journalists as the Karang Mga Libro or Old Books. The transcribed oral literature is mostly written in both Cebuano and Eskayan, one is reported to be in Spanish. The Eskaya stories are fundamental to the community's understanding of itself, particularly its origins, belief systems, and practices. One legend tells of how the group first arrived in Bohol from Sumatra. Their first leader, Danko, had 12 children who settled near Antikira before moving east. Various other Eskayan legends recount the stories of Boholano kings and heroes. A few of these stories even make reference to actual historical figures such as Jesus Christ, Datu Sikatuna, Ferdinand Magellan, and Francisco Dago Hoy Sendridges. As part of their cultural education, students must transcribe 5 of these texts into lined textbooks at the Eskaya schools. The Eskaya writings mentioned by researchers are as follows: Abadeha, ang alpabeto sa Katsila, ang damgo ni Haraihaber, ang lingane na Yugas, ang mga hiyas ug cog ni Mariano Datahan, ang pagtulanan sa Visayas, Arithmetica, Ascormos Maneme, Atakizas, Visayan Declarado, Dalinda, Granada, Quadra, Pamatasan, Panay, Pinalungan, Rangnan, Simplet, Suno, Tumao and Unang Dao sa Visaya sa Bohol. Identical texts sometimes go by different names and larger texts may subsume smaller ones. Brenda Abrigana, a former curator of the Bohol Museum, has mentioned a folded book of esoteric knowledge written in Spanish, but its existence has not been established. History. Although the Eskaya had been known to people living in the vicinity of Bohol's southeast highlands prior to World War II, it was only in the early 1980s that they came to wider public attention when government agricultural advisors toured the province to introduce Green Revolution policies. Local journalists and researchers have since suggested various theories on the origins of the Eskaya, but there is still no broad consensus on the subject. As far as documented evidence is concerned, genealogies attest that many of the predecessors of those living in the communities today originally came from the town of Lune on Bohol's western coast. Mariano Datahan is reported to have arrived at the site of present-day BIABAS at the turn of the 20th century. The Philippine Independent Church in BIABAS was established in 1902. Datahan wrote a letter to President Manuel Quezon in 1937, and the resistance hero Col. Esteban Bernito records a meeting with Datahan in BIABAS in 1944. A project to document the history of the Eskaya community via the Eskayan language is presently being undertaken at the Australian National University. Theories and controversies. The Eskaya community has been the object of ongoing controversy, particularly with regards to its status as an indigenous group and the classification of the Eskayan language. Intense speculation in the 1980s and 1990s on the part of journalists and lay historians generated a number of theories that continue to be elaborated without resolution. It has been argued variously that the Eskaya are a remnant of the original indigenous settlers on Bohol, that they migrated to Bohol from Sumatra in the 7th century AD, that they are descendants of the resistance groups that fought under Francisco Dagohoy, that they are a cult or secret society, or that they are a conscious reconstruction of an imagined pre-colonial society. Some of the more unusual proposals are that the Eskaya people are a Semitic proto-Christian tribe, that they possess the lost Book of Enoch, that they are descended from the builders of King Solomon's temple, that their existence proves the imminence of a second Messiah in Bohol, or that they guard esoteric secrets. Likewise, the Eskayan speech variety has been associated with languages as disparate as Hebrew, Greek, and Etruscan. Recent studies have revealed that the syntax of Eskayan is virtually identical to that of Boholano Visayan, lending weight to the theory that Eskayan is actually an auxiliary variety of this language. Popular culture. In an article written by Nikki Wong for the Manila Standard Today on 25 March 2009, Boholano actor Cesar Montano mentioned that he was interested in producing a feature film on the Eskaya. The following month, Montano announced a working title for his project, Eskaya, The Quick Brown Fox, and discussed his casting preferences, which included the possibility of A-list Hollywood actors like Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, with Manny Pacquiao in the lead role. The story concerns a wealthy, influential American who is wrongfully implicated in a crime. To prove his innocence, he tracks the only witness to the crime into the forests of Bohol, where he encounters the Eskaya tribe. Notes references sources. Further reading. External links. Eskaya Beach Resort and Spa.